Welcome to Swala Nyeti, the law podcast that pairs a layman and a lawyer to answer your legal questions of the day. Swala Nyeti is sponsored by the law firm of Kigwata and Company Advocates and is intended for educational purposes only.
Welcome to episode 29 of Swala Nyeti. I am the lawyer, aka Wakili.
And I am the layman, Gashao Patrick.
Hey, Gashao.
Let me tell you, Wakili. Can you cook first?
Of course I can cook. I can fry an egg very well.
Perfect. We're in the same team. Also, I stumbled upon two things. First is a YouTube channel or video on how to boil water.
Okay.
Which was very, I think, educative.
I mean, let me just... What were you searching for you to get that video?
Like cooking for beginners. But I think the one I've liked most is I came upon this rugby player on Twitter.
Yeah.
Who is like a self-taught chef.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even me, I'll become a self-taught chef. Okay, I don't think boiling water will get me there, but... So what can you cook, Wakil?
Well, apart from the fried egg, I love baking, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think baking is interesting because when you're baking, you need to use precise measurements.
Yeah. That one you can. Yeah, I see you thriving in that. What can you bake?
So I can bake a pretty mean black forest.
No way.
Yes way.
Kuna.
When it's your birthday, you just call on me and you'll see.
I was born tomorrow. Now, as we had said yesterday, we have a question of a person who wanted to use police to kick out squatters, and this is it. Hello, Swala Nyeti. We need your advice on a matter. My brother and I started a property business 5 years ago. Our initial capital was 10-acre piece of land which we had inherited from our late grandfather. The property was a leasehold with a term of 99 years beginning from 1st January 2004. Our late grandfather's farm manager who lived nearby promised he would take care and show it around as we identified buyers. So we got the title transferred to our company and started marketing it. Imagine our shock, therefore, when a potential buyer who visited said that we had to clear the structures first before he could buy. We rushed to the site to find that the farm manager's sons had set up mud houses on one corner of the farm and were living there with their families. They claimed they had been born and always lived there, and that is the only home they know. We are saddened by the betrayal, but need to kick these trespassers out. Can we do it with the provincial administration, or do we have to go to court?
Okay, so let me see if I understand the question here. We have the person who is writing in says that he and his brother started a property business, and the first property they had was some land which they had inherited from their grandfather. Now, as they were in the process of selling it, they had asked a farm manager who used to work for their grandfather to, I guess, take care of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And they were shocked when a buyer told them that there were some structures on this property, and they came to discover that these structures were actually built by the farm manager's sons, who claimed that they had lived there since they were born.
Yeah.
And now they want to know whether they can kick them out, and what they can kick them out with provincial administration. I guess provincial administration is the old term, but we're talking about probably administration police.
Yes.
Or whether they have to go to court.
Yes. Yeah, you understood it. And I mean, this is a simple thing. First, let me just be mean. These houses are made of mud. So just get a Bowser, water these houses down, and then ask these guys to go back to their father's land. They say their father lives nearby. Just go back. I don't understand what they mean they were born here. They were born and they have their families. That would mean they have lived there all their life. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, before these brothers take such a drastic action, I think it's important to alert them that there's a possibility that this land does not even belong to them.
Yeah, it doesn't belong to these squatters, of course.
No, I'm not talking about the squatters. I'm talking about these two brothers who own the property.
Excuse me, Wakili Nyeti.
Yes.
The land does not belong to these guys writing to us.
There's a possibility, yes.
There's no possibility. They inherited the land from their grandfather.
Yes.
They own the land.
Okay, so just to explain, there's something when it comes to law called adverse possession.
And what?
Adverse possession.
Adverse possession.
And this is one of the ways in which someone else could acquire the right to property that does not belong to them. And this is usually what squatters, this is usually how squatters will acquire property. Okay, so let me make it clearer. So to explain adverse possession, you need to understand that if someone wrongs you in law, you are not given an unlimited time in which to go to court to get remedy.
Okay.
So you're limited in the time that you will have to go and get remedy. And this is called the limitations of action. Now, for example, if someone breached a contract, you have a maximum of 6 years
to go to sue them.
To sue them. Or if someone defamed you, you have a year.
12 months.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you don't meet these timelines, then you can't pursue an action because the statute forbids it. Now, when it comes to trespass,
okay,
if someone is a trespasser, and they stay on your land for a period of 12 years, and during that 12 years, you do not take any action against them in court or otherwise.
Yes.
And they do something that shows they had exclusive rights of possession over the land. For example, building on the property.
And getting children.
and you take no action, then you would be barred by statute from claiming that the land belongs to you. And they can apply to court to be awarded title to the property through adverse possession.
We refuse. In fact, now you are getting into private matters. It's like almost you're telling us we should stop people from reproducing on my farm. You cannot get children on my farm because otherwise you start saying the farm is yours.
No, look, the issue is not whether or not they were born. And in fact, in this case, it won't even arise because when you're calculating those 12 years for adverse possession, you start counting from the day the property was registered. And in this case, it was registered in 2004. And I doubt that these sons were born in 2004 or after 2004.
Yeah.
So the issue is not whether the people were born there or not. The issue is for how long have they had exclusive possession of the property without any claim from the registered owners.
So if by 2016, 12 years after 1st January 2004, no one has shown up on this farm to tell them, to tell these sons, what are you doing here? They are the new owners.
So assuming they have been in possession since 2004 and they have stayed for 12 years without any claim or without anyone coming and telling them that they don't have rights, then if they can prove this in court, they would be the rightful owners of that property through adverse possession.
Daylight robbery.
So when it comes to, it's not daylight robbery. You see, this is why if you have property, you have an obligation to demonstrate that it is actually rightfully yours. You cannot just, it would be hard pressed to say that it is your property if for 12 full years you've never stepped a foot on the property or told someone else who claims the same property that it is not theirs.
Wow, that is news to me, Wakili. Everyone in the studio is in shock, guys. If you are hearing us, just know the studio is pin drop quiet. So we can't believe that we are being robbed of our land because we have not gone to visit it for 12 years.
So listen, I think in addition to what we've said about them not visiting for 12 years, it's very important to understand that adverse possession must be proved by those people who are claiming it.
By
the
the brothers.
let's call them the squatters, just for ease of for clarity.
Oh, okay. Let's clarify now.
Yes.
The people who have sent the question are two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and the people on the farm,
Yes.
the people who have built structures, are the farm manager's sons.
Yes.
So it's the sons' prerogative to prove that the land is theirs.
Yes. So they must prove that they had one exclusive possession of the property for 12 years, and they took action which would deny the brothers from claiming that it was their land. And I gave an example, like they built structures.
And farming? What if they have been farming?
Even farming could be proof of adverse possession.
Wow.
If of course, unless the brothers can show that they had given them, they had
Permission or
leased them the property.
And Wakili, sorry to cut you short. Do these people, if they can prove that the sons, let me be clear, if the sons can prove the land is theirs,
Yes.
will the court or whoever gives land give
Yes.
them the part they have been living on? Maybe let's say these structures are on a 1 acre piece of land, or the entire farm.
So as the term implies, this principle adverse possession is giving someone who possesses land the right of ownership. So it is a land that they possess
Okay.
that they would be able to claim adverse possession on. So if they possess, if they can show that even by farming, that is showing possession of the land, then the farming area is included in what they can claim.
So if they've been living on 1 acre and farming 9 acres, the entire land is theirs.
They have the ability to apply for it under adverse possession, or to apply for title to it.
So what remedy do these two brothers have,
Well,
if any?
okay, so I mean, the question of kicking them out
With dogs now, I'm telling you, get provincial administration police who have...
I mean, the only way they can pursue this is through court.
Wow.
And when they go to court, they would be trying to prove that these 12 years of adverse possession have not transpired.
Yeah.
So when they go to court, they would put the squatters to strict proof that they have not possessed the land for 12 years. Because remember, they have title.
Yeah.
So they would be going to court and saying that these sons have trespassed on their title. So it is the sons to prove that no, they're not trespassers.
Yeah.
They have become owners through adverse possession. But without that court process,
ruling,
they should be very careful from taking any action.
Oh, yeah.
Which might,
because the question is whether or not they can.
I mean, they are not the owners of the land. It's a
My
possibility.
God.
And
because they say that it was 1st January 2004.
yes.
We're in September 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's not 12 years. Those are 16 years.
Yes, but remember, we start counting from the day sons claim they possessed the property.
Which was 2004.
It's not clear here. I mean,
yeah.
2004 is the time when the property was granted a leasehold.
Okay.
Yes.
So what would be the difference then, that if they have been to the farm at some point in 2004, you start counting, maybe they were in the farm in March, you start counting there.
Yeah, so look, the brothers claim that they started the property business 5 years ago. Now, assuming that they had visited the property at that period of time, and there was no person who had put up any property there.
Okay.
Then they would have a valid argument that these sons are trespassers.
They came,
because it's hard to say just from these facts how long those mud houses they claim to have been built, how long they have been actually on the property. So if they're less than the 5 years, then they would be trespassers.
Phew. So now you're telling me that if they have been less than 5 years, they can go with the provincial administration police, isn't it?
What I'm saying is that if these people have not been in possession for more than 12 years,
they are squatters.
Then
Get out.
they are likely to be trespassers.
Yes.
and they can apply to court to determine the property rights of each party.
Okay, there's no way I can get police to kick people out under whatever circumstance.
The police are there to enforce the law, but who interprets the law is a judicial system. So first get the courts to interpret the law, to tell you who actually has rights before you start trying to use police to intimidate.
Okay. There you have it. I hope first that you have been to this farm within the last 12 years. Otherwise, it is not your farm. But in any case, if you have been to the farm, you still cannot use police to enforce a law that you have not been awarded. So you have to go and prove that you are the owners of this land before any action. Please note, you don't have to use the police, but before you take any action like on these trespassers. Now, as I recover from my shock, I hope you have enjoyed this session of where we were almost robbed our land. Join us tomorrow for our last episode of the week, and it reads, My Uncle Sold Me Land, although the title was in my late grandmother's name. Is this title legit? I look forward to the answer to that question tomorrow, and join us tomorrow again. Wakili, thank you very much, and from me, goodbye.
Goodbye.
You have been listening to Swala Nyeti. Special thanks to our layman, Gashal Patrick, and our lawyer, Harry Karanja. If you have a legal question that you want answered, send us a WhatsApp message on 0708 111 222 or email us at admin@swalanyeti.org. You can find downloads to all our podcast episodes on our website www.swalanyeti.org.